John Head le de Charlton Erbisa Charles O'Connor le Turlough O'Caroline. I'm going to do you the first half of a workshop on Turlough O'Caroline's wonderful piece. It's a jig really called Charles O'Connor. The O'Connor clan, of course, were very significant people in the life of O'Caroline. But this piece, I'll do you the melody, and then later in the week, Anne-Marie O'Farrell will be with you to do a wonderful workshop on harmonising it, adding a left hand, and getting creative with it. So I will first do you the melody, and then work up phrase by phrase and piece by piece with the fingers the tune Charles O'Connor. Rough little version of the tune on its own, but so now the first phrase of the tune is it's G C, so the G and this one, so the mid. So that if you put your third or second finger on the G and then your thumb resting on the C above, and you play twice G C, G C, and then G. So it's G D D, G C, G C, G, and then. First notes are G, C, G, C, G, and then A, G, F. So 1, 2, 3, 4 on the A, G, F, and E, and go back, rocking up and down. So it's A, G, F, E, F, G. So those two together. G, C, G, C, G, A, G, F, E, F, G. And then the next phrase is, so it's A, B, C, and then D, B, G. And fingers, because these phrases go into each other, I think what you might do is, so it's 3, 1, 3, 1, and then place all four on. First note of the next phrase with the thumb, so the fingers always follow through. And then 3, 2, 1, B, C, D. So it's, and put your fourth finger down onto that G. So, because the next phrase is C, E, G, G. So recap all that again for you. And then the next one is F, E, F, E, and then A, C, A. So, and then there are variants of this melody, but I'm adding in a few little ornaments here and there. You can reference against one of the texts of how the tune is transcribed, and maybe decide on your own version of the tune. But for now, we'll stick with what I do next is, so it's F, E, and then A, C, A, and then D, B, C, B, and then G, E, G. So that little phrase in its entirety is. So again, the first part is F, E, F, E, and then A, C, A, and then D, B, B, C, D, G, E, G. So. And then the last phrase of the A part is. So it's C, B, A, then G, E, G, C, C. So that's the A part of the tune. I'll do the whole piece, the whole A part for you again, just to recap, and then we'll move on. So it's a. So the B part continues from the A part, so the very last time you play it is. So the first A, as we just did there, you finish C, C, then the repeated A begins just as it did the first time. Leading into the B part by playing C, B, A, then the first phrase of B. So it's G, then C. Again, there are variants of this tune, so I'll give you one version that I got, and then you can explore your own in the comfort of your own home. So it's G, C, E, F, G. So the thumb on the G, fourth finger on the C below, and after you play the G, it's G, C, E, F, G, E. So as soon as you've played that G with your thumb, anchor your fourth finger onto the C below, and you play the G, and right before you play the next note, put 3, 2, 1 back on E, F, and G in the middle. So it's. G, A, and then G, E, G. So I'll play the whole phrase again just to make it clear how the phrase runs. So leading in from the A part, G, phrase G, so C, G, F, G, E, and then F, D, D. And then so F, D, D above, and then B, and G. So that whole phrase from the start. So recap that because it meanders a bit. So recap that one again. So it's first phrase is G, then C, E, F, G, E, then A, F, G, A. Next part then is C, so we'll play the whole thing in its entirety at the end, but now the next phrase then is so. At speed, so I'll slow this down for you now. So it's, now you can just play the single note, the E, or you can play it with a triplet. My version at least of the tune. So it's E, and then, or just simply so play E, E. So again, one more time, E, and E, G, E, E, G, E, and then E, C, A. So, and then my so I go B, C, D, so D, and then D, G, D. So, and then G. So, E, G, E, E, G, E, E, C, A, then B, C, D, D, and then D, G, D. And then to finish the tune of Delight, it's one long phrase at the end. So the whole final lap of the tune. So it's C, B, A, G, E, D. So C, B, A, G, E, D, and then E, G, G, E. So those two together. And then a little D to bridge in for the next to the last phrase. So we'll recap. So it's C, B, A, G, E, D, and then E, G, G, E, D, and then the last phrase. The last phrase. So it's again C, B, A, and then G, E, G, C, C. So I play the B part of the tune its entirety slowly for you. So coming out of the A, you have that A part rather. You go leading in, and then the second part starts. Variant that you can I'll do the whole tune again one more time to recap, and then hopefully you have a good time with Anne-Marie's her harmonies and her lovely left hand, and some experimentation too, you never know. So here we go. First the tune from the top again, nice and slowly for you. So Gennady Liv G'day agus bin tainif as an gyo.